We've certainly been telling you about it here on Fox 17. Speed limits on certain Michigan highways increasing this week. In our Know the Law segment, attorney Tom Sinas is here to talk about what it means for drivers.
So you guys have been covering it, but let's review real quickly. Where are roads going to be faster and how much faster? Well, in West Michigan, the corridor between here and Traverse City on 131.
Cedar Springs to just past Cadillac.
Yep, going up to 75 miles an hour. 31, over closer to the lakeshore, going up to 75 miles an hour. What about 127 through the middle of the state all the way up to the end of the Lower Peninsula? Also going up. So, and these speed limits went into effect officially on May 1, which was Monday of this week. But the rule of the road is the speed limit isn't changed until the signs are changed. So even though you hear it on TV, remember that it's the posted speed limit that applies.
And they've been doing this quickly with stickers instead of replacing the signs. They're just going through, and I've seen some today that were switched.
That's right. So it's a sticker is okay, but it's the posted speed limit that applies. And so if you are in one of these corridors, don't just assume that you can go that speed limit just because you heard it on the news. Well, what is it about speed limits? Well, speed limits, look, we all know that people use the speed limit as a benchmark by which to drive a little faster than, right? But we call this segment Know the Law. So what's the law on speed limits? The law on speed limits is exactly what it means. You are not supposed to go any faster than the posted speed limit. The actual law of the state of Michigan is that you are not supposed to drive any faster than that which is reasonable under the conditions at the time. Right? Which
takes into account weather, snow, visibility.
That's right. And the statute goes on to say it is never faster than the posted speed limit, which is why we call it a speed limit. But to your point, there are plenty of conditions all throughout the year, whether it's the traffic or the weather or the visibility, that may mean that you as a driver have to make a judgment call to not travel the speed limit, which can mean that you can get a ticket for going at a rate of speed that's less than the speed limit. So the rationale behind this, well, the Michigan Department of Transportation decided they were going to study these various corridors and decide where to increase the speed limit and where not to. I do think it's worth noting that there was a study by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety in 2016 that said for every 5 miles an hour we increase the speed limit, we increase the fatality rate by 4% or even 8%. So when you're asking yourself, is it safe to drive these speeds, know that there's some pretty good literature out there that says the faster you drive, the higher you increase your risk of injury or death.
Comes with risks.
That's right. Now, one of the things that we've talked about before is the problem that tends to be pervasive throughout Michigan, which is people driving in the wrong lane, right? So one thing that maybe we can remind ourselves of with these new speed limits is that the right lane is for driving and the left lane is for passing.
Only.
And if we can remember that, as well as remembering things like don't text while drive, maybe we can minimize some of the risk that might come from increasing the speed limits.
Fingers crossed, we can only hope. And if somebody has a legal question, they can call your office.
Sure can, 616-301-3333. They can find us online at www.sinasdramis.com or shoot us an email at info@sinasdramis.com.
Tom, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Christian.